You're watching 8 News Now at noon.
Well, you know, the monsoon season started at the beginning of the month, and today we're bracing for the storm all day on 8 News Now. And we want to point out that while we're working hard, you can be helpful too. When there's trouble in the sky or on the ground, your most accurate Weather Now forecast team goes into action. Your pictures and video sure help.
Sent to us by Matthew Bauda. He's one of our 8 News Now viewers.
Some take another step, becoming extra eyes and ears for meteorologists as sky-worn spotters. National Weather Service's Andy Gorlow.
For all the technology we have, radar, satellite, we need to know what's going on the ground, and that's where the spotter comes in. They are extremely important to us.
Keith Gordon went through the Weather Service training.
We're going to talk about definitions, terminology.
He says the 2-hour online class changes a pre-training call.
One of the things you don't want to do is contact the Weather Service and say, "Gadzooks, it's raining cats and dogs near here,"
to something useful.
They depend on people like us to report, yes, it's raining. This is how much it's raining.
Keith is also a ham radio operator. The logo next to him, ARES, the amateur radio emergency service, but you don't have to be one of those to be a spotter. And with his training, Keith reported a thunderstorm forming over the Southeast Valley a couple of months ago.
I spotted roll clouds, I spotted virga, and pretty soon we had a microburst and a gust front.
And Andy Gorlow again on the important information that spotters provide.
We don't know how large the hail is. We don't know if there's any damage being done. We don't know if there's flash flooding. So we rely heavily on weather spotters to give us this information. And just like you don't have to be a ham radio operator to be a Skywarn spotter, you also don't have to be a Skywarn spotter to be an 8 News Now Junior Weather Buddy. Now, if you do want to take that extra spotter training step, we got a link to the program on our website, 8newsnow.com. Either way, keep those pictures and videos coming, especially if and when monsoon storms drop by. And anytime it rains in the desert, especially during monsoon season, it only takes one big thunderstorm dropping heavy rain to overwhelm our roads and fill our washes. Folks get caught in the high water. Many of the situations, they're avoidable. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's best advice is if you know the water's coming, get off the road as quickly and safely as you can and keep out of the common trouble spots.
You should stay away from the washes because it may not be raining where you're at, but 5 miles up the road, even a mile up the road, it could be raining and a lot of water could be coming down into those washes, and we use them for parks now and soccer fields and that, but that's not the time to be in there because they could fill with water very quickly.
Another warning from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue's Tim Zamansky. While all firefighters do train to pull folks out of rising water in an emergency, if drivers knowingly cross barricades that are put up to keep you and firefighters safe, could cost you up to $2,000 in fines or possibly your life. Again, we have monsoon-related stories in every newscast today on 8 News Now.
Yeah, it's definitely not a joke, Nate, and a lot of people